Hello, my lovely audience. Anyway, welcome to another video. Now, before we get into it, I have a few things I need to say. First thing, the reason that I have not been uploading is because I lost my charger. Found it. Second thing is that the Q&A is being pushed back by 2 weeks because no one has left a single comment as of the recording of this video. Third thing, okay, so I took a lot of inspiration for this what if off of Chainsaw Man, specifically the War Devil. Now, it makes me uncomfortable to say that because I'm Christian, but I'm not one of those sticklers who can't appreciate good media because of their beliefs. So, yes, whilst I'm uncomfortable with the name, choice of devil, I still like the show. It's still a cool show. But also, please show me some, or like direct me to some War Devil gender bent fan art or something like that, because it's that or this. Actually, I think I might prefer this. Yeah, if no one does it, I'm sticking with this. Yeah, I actually really like this. Anyway, yeah, second thing I drew inspiration from was the Persona, not Persona Royale, not the Persona games, the Personas in RimWorld, once again. I drew I drew inspiration from them, specifically the Persona Core weapons, how they have sentience. Okay, let's get into the actual what if now that everything's out of the way. Deku's born a perfectly normal human, a perfectly normal child, except for two aspects. They have really sharp teeth for some reason and a tongue slightly longer than it should be. Give me a moment. Anyway, I am back. Family stuff and, well, yeah. Also, another quick little aspect to Deku's powers. Yeah, this is a war quirk, so it would only make sense that he is... Okay, so I drew inspiration from another thing from RimWorld, specifically the Vanilla Expanded Psychosts. There's a tree, Psychost tree, where you can repair and improve the quality of weapons and tools. So I just am adding that into the concoction because I think it would be fun for him to just be able to fix, like, a damaged school uniform or, like, a tank. Anyway, let's get in. Also, I'm just gonna also say, nah, save it for the doctor. Okay, let's continue. Everything's normal in Deku's life. Everything goes up until canon, until Deku is 4. Ha! Spit went down. Okay, when Deku is 4, he goes to the quirk doctor. He notices that, well, as he's walking in, a girl with black hair and her two parents, and all of them are in, well, fancy clothing. The girl seems to be very excited about her quirk, which gives him a bolster of confidence in his. Anyway, when the doctor gets Deku's quirk, he is amazed by it. He looks Inko dead in the eye and says, "Your son's quirk is it's certainly something else. This is definitely a quirk made for war. Any material that can be utilized as a weapon, he can make into a weapon. Bone chainsaw? as long as he has some wires nearby, sure. A grenade? Why not? As long as he has the necessary chemicals for the reaction. A sword made out of someone's spinal cord? Par for the course. He can make a weapon out of anything. And he can even make the weapon stronger by adding, well, the weapon gains certain talents, as you could say. He can give a weapon a talent and special abilities, which are entirely random, but the drawback to this is the fact that the weapon becomes sentient and can have a mirage of personalities. They are a fully fledged life form. They are fully fledged. They are alive, like a human. But Deku's quirk can also improve the quality of existing weapons and even repair inorganic material. Well, material that's currently not alive. It's quite an amazing quirk. And, if you would be interested in, having your son in a quirk marriage, I know a certain, Rose family with a kid with the quirk to make anything as long as she knows the chemical compounds of it. I could talk to them, that I could persuade them into it. What do you say? I'll even give you a bit of money. I just really want to see what happens. So, that's how that happens. Deku and Momo meet up, ask what a quirk marriage is. Once they had explained what a quirk marriage is, they are both disgusted and horrified that humanity could create such a vile thing. But, they're now stuck like that. They are just in a quirk marriage, because why not? Anyway, Deku would end up turning a butterfly knife at school because Bakugo and his friends were trying to get Deku to show off his quirk. So he takes out a butter knife and uses his quirk on it. The butterfly knife begins to swing wildly as then it straightens in a straight, regular knife posture. Oh, did it pause? No, we're good. Okay. The knife would then speak. Oh, finally, it's so boring being, not existing technically, better than being some of those damn communist Russians. As the knife would continue going on and on and on, a teacher at the school playground would just say, I think he made an American supremacist knife. Because that's what Deku did. Like I said, the personalities can vary. So he just made an American supremacist knife. What's supremacist? And, well, Deku gets told the definition of supremacist. What? No, we're Japanese. But All Might's from America. This just hits. Oh, I'm having too much fun with this. What can you even do? Deku would ask the sentient butterfly knife. Oh, this. The blade of the weapon would turn a teal blue as it would say, try and cut something. Deku would go up to a tree and cut it. The tree would then fall over. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Like everyone at the playground would say in unison. Damn. So, yeah. The teachers at the school managed to twist and frame Deku's quirk to being a villainous one because most of them are jealous at the fact that their kids didn't get such a cool, crazy murder quirk. Yeah, jerks. Deku and Momo would. Yeah, you know it's Momo. You know it's Momo. She was the girl at the hospital. It's Momo. It's Momo. Who? The name's Yorozu. Yeah. Anyway, Deku and Momo would get close over the years, and Deku would of course create more weapons, and he would eventually start wearing a Plague Doctor mask. Yeah, I'm just going with this as the new thing. Deku now just walks around wearing a Plague Doctor mask. Kind of like that, I can't remember his name. The Violence Fiend, I think he's called. Chainsaw Man. Oh yeah, the Violence Fiend. That's his name. Yeah, the Violence Fiend. Except it doesn't actively poison him to weaken him. Yeah. So, yeah. That's Deku's quirk, and for most of his life, he would, well, be an outcast, just like in canon. Except no one would have the balls to actually try and physically bully him at the of having a sentient American supremacist butterfly knife cut them in half. Also, said butterfly knife makes a surprisingly good tutor. This is its second perk, tutor. The knife the knife can tutor its wielder and help them do stuff, like Mr. Deeds, except it's a knife and can't. All it can do is tutor you, not anything Mr. Deeds can. Okay, so day of the entrance exam. Deku does pretty well on the written exam. And when it comes to the physical exam, that's where he shines. As Ida asks his dumbass question, Deku is just not even, in this realm. He's just talking to his knife like a psychopath. And it makes everyone more concerned at the fact that the knife is responding. And, you, in the plague mask, you're drawing everyone's focus away from the actual exam with your, weirdness. Go. Leave. Don't become a hero. The knife would glow and yell, "What did you say, you Jap?" And it would immediately get its blade covered by a hand. Deku's hand. Shut up. We are Japanese. Don't be racist to your own people. What did the knife say? Nothing. The knife said nothing. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. Anyway, Deku would say whilst getting up and placing a shoulder on Ida's arm. You know something, blue-haired kid. I am minding my own business. You are minding your own business. If you start minding my business, I'll make that business the last business you ever invest in. He would say, taking out some more fabrics, and then clutching Ida's shirt, and then turning Ida's shirt and other fabrics that Deku had with him into a whip. And I'll make sure that it hurts. He would say, improving the quality of his whip using some metal shards to make the whip, gain spikes. Midnight's like at a house watching a romantic comedy, as she suddenly feels like there's someone in this world that just gets her. She just suddenly feels that connection. Cut back to Deku. He is making very good on his threat by having one of the spikes up to Ida's neck. Sorry. He's holding the whip up against his neck like he's about to choke him with it. So if you don't fuck off, I'll make sure that you never fuck again. One person in the crowd would just say, "Phrasing! Dude, phrasing!" Really? Is that where your brain goes? Fair enough. Anyway, here's your whip shirt. You would say throwing it at... Well, whipping Ida in the face with it before throwing the back end of it, the bud, into his nose. Bonking him. I'm gonna go to the front. Anyone want to stop me? He would say, revealing his American supremacist, maybe a little bit racist butter knife. Oh, this is getting good. Oh, I feel as if I have made Fujimoto proud. Everyone just shuts up. They just shut the fuck up. Also, quick intermission. I'm not sure how this video is going to turn out when I post it. Maybe I'll do a redo if people don't like it. Maybe I won't and make a part 2. Tell me in the comments, because YouTube got rid of the dislike button, as we all know. So I don't know if you liked the video or did not. Well, I know if you liked it, but not like... Just comment what you think I could have done better, and I will try and improve, and also comment if I should do a redo. Anyway, let's continue with the what if. Deku goes to the front, preps himself, and takes out his butter knife. His hand glows as the blade seems to get sharper, and, well, the butter knife just seems to be more efficient and as an entirety. The quality of the butter knife would go up from good to excellent, which is the maximum Deku can raise the quality of anything, because his quirk cannot quite beat the handiwork of a master, well, in anything. He can improve something that was made by someone who ain't good at their job, but he can't, like, improve the work of someone who spent tireless hours and has, like, years and years of experience. So, yeah, that's one drawback to Deku's quirk. Anyway, the exam starts and Deku begins cutting robots in half. He would take some of the chunks of robots, like limbs, and make them into a pile before using his quirk on the pile, making a robotic badass sword. Like a badass robo-sword. The red light on the sword and its blade would light up like, "Hello, mister. Ready to kick some ass?" "Aw, hell yeah!" The sword's perks. Longevity increases the maximum lifespan of the user. And also fertility range for those certain fans. And ignite. Anything cut by the blade will spontaneously erupt into flames. personality. Wants to kill everything that isn't their current master. The robotic voice would then say, "Die, die, scum, die, burn. I shall destroy all of you. The only thing that's allowed to live is my master. And if anything else even dares is to challenge that, your death is imminent." Deku would just stare blankly at the sword like, why does everything I make turn out to be some kind of psychopath or American supremacist? As like the butter knife in the background is like, that's me! Deku is cutting robots in half, dual wielding his badass robo sword and his cool looking butter knife. Just slashing them in half, left, right, and center. Until the 0 pointer comes out, and he's like, nope, nope, ain't fighting that. He would then hear Momo's voice, crying out for help. He would stop in his tracks, turn around, look up, and then yell, "Why her? Of all people, the one person I can't let die." He would scream into the air before charging towards the 0 pointer, ready for warfare. He just throws the butter knife at the 0 pointer's leg, which then causes a massive, divide in it. Not quite cutting it, but get it? Not quite cutting it? Oh, I'm a comedy genius. I didn't even realize I said that before. That didn't even register in my brain as a pun. It would cut into the robo's leg, almost severing it, but not quite cutting it, but knocking it back. Oh, sorry. As the butter knife would return to Deku, because of ricochet and physics and stuff, Deku would grab the butter knife and cut the rubble that Momo's under in half with a cool sliding motion, before separating it using his robo sword and then picking her up like she's a cat, like she's a kitten, and then booking it. Like, I ain't fighting that! My weapons are powerful, but not that powerful. Yet. He just silently says the yet to himself. Ominous music plays in the background as like one random kid looks at another kid and is like, really? What? My quirk's perfect time cues. And I also can make a piano. Anyway, that's the the entrance exam. Okay. Heroes versus villains. 24 minutes can still go on. Okay. No, not USJ. Heroes versus villains. Momo and Izuku versus Tenya Ida and Bakugo. Deku just looks at Momo looks at him, and she just says, "Do you want me to get a smoothie? Because, look, I know I can be useful in there, but, knowing you're probably just gonna paint the hallway red with their blood, and I don't want to be there to be covered in the crossfire, so I'm just gonna go get a smoothie." Like, Deku just gives her a thumbs up before cracking his knuckles, and he just walks in. Also, and Momo just says to herself, And I know you'll probably cause a lot of property damage. Bakugo's like, where's your teammate? Did she run off crying? Before getting a robo sword rear end to the back of the head because Deku had thrown it and it boomeranged around and is bonked on Bakugo before bouncing back into Deku's hand. Deku looks like this, by the way. He's just a plague doctor with a funny hat in a suit. He would return the robo sword to its original place, along with the butter knife, place his hand up against the building, and then say, Bakugo, there's a reason my quirk's made for war. As suddenly the building would shake, as all of its matter would be compressed into a warhammer. And warhammer traits. Personality. Surprisingly kind and gentle for a warhammer. Abilities. Extremely lightweight. This weapon utilizes hover-based whatever, like hover-based psychic energy, hover-based technology. Just to hover in order to be as light as a feather, but as dense as an entire skyscraper compressed down into the size of a small mallet. So in other words, if it hits you hard enough, you're going to go splat. If it hits you lightly, something's gonna break. There's no in-between. So Deku just slams the warhammer against the ground, creating what can only be assumed as a mini earthquake. Cut to Momo, she's just chilling with everyone else in a smoothie. I didn't want to get hit in the crossfire. That man is violent, and I love him. Everyone just stares at her and slowly looks back at the screen as they see Tenya Ida get both of his legs just broken by the hammer, as the rear end of it, then that doesn't have the mallet, just gets hit in Bakugo's head as he goes flying into a building. Deku would then swing the hammer against the ground, creating a shockwave, launching him upwards to where the bomb is, grabbing it, getting on top of it, swinging the hammer around like Mjolnir, even though it's like a two-handed weapon, and then banging it against the bomb so hard that it goes flying against the ground and creates an actual explosion. Like the friction from the hit and the collision creates an actual detonation. The bomb was a dud. It wasn't actually gonna explode. He made a dud explode. He then begins spinning the hammer around, using its lightweight tendencies to gently glide down to the ground. Another use for the extremely lightweight perk, I guess. He can now glide on it like Mary Poppins' parachute. He just proudly puts the hammer on the ground, and chest puffed out like, I did it! I saved the day. As, like, Ida's on the ground, bleeding, both of his legs broken, Bakugo's in a wall. Sorry. Bakugo's in a wall, skull caved in. The surrounding area is just a massive inferno, as like shards of shrapnel from the bomb are just littered everywhere, digging into the ground. Deku's just standing in the middle of it, proudly puffing up his chest like, I did it! I saved everyone! Now I get cake! Like, he flat out says that and just walks away. You know, since I was taking some inspiration from Chainsaw Man and Fujimoto, I decided to cause as much chaos as I could in this video. Because I want to make at least some person proud of me. Anyway, Deku just skips along to Momo and is like, let's get ice cream. She says, "Aw, yeah. The rest of the class, including the teachers, are now traumatized." Anyway, I'm ending this off here. Goodbye, my lovely, lovely audience, and if you want a part 2, tell me. If you want to redo, tell me. And if you enjoy, tell me. Because YouTube's a bitch. Anyway, goodbye, my lovely, lovely audience, and bye-bye.